Good afternoon, I'm Mike Powers. It could have been disastrous at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta this morning. A passenger is flipped out a balloon basket. The pilot takes a hard landing. Under the circumstances, though, this has a happy ending. Deanna Sauceda was at Balloon Fiesta Park when it all happened. She joins us live. Deanna?
Mike, it was just before 8 a.m. this morning. We were at the Balloon Fiesta Museum. We were shooting video of the balloons coming in from the south, and they were coming in for the competition on the field. The winds really picked up right after the sun got up this morning. They were moving quickly. Now, photographer Jeremiah Mosier captured the Calista balloon coming in low and fast on the south side of the field.
Got a little bit of altitude, and then he crashed right into the top of one of the tents down there. The basket turned sideways. Something fell out of it. We couldn't tell what it was.
And we saw the man cartwheel out at about 35 feet. Now, he didn't hit the tent. What he did was he landed, it looks like, right on the asphalt.
Now, pilot Timberly Eklund of Washburn, Illinois, did everything right, according to Balloon Fiesta officials. She vented that balloon envelope. And News 13 pilot reporter Bob Martin tells us this creates a parachute effect. Eklund did not burn any fuel that prevented any explosion or fire on board, but still a hard, fast landing, and that's when those on the ground took fast action.
You knew it wasn't going to come back up again, and I looked to see where it was going to land on the field and ran to that direction, and I stood back just a minute, let the balloon hit, and then a second later I jumped on top of the basket to keep it down and to keep it from going somewhere.
The passenger has been identified as Thomas Hurd. We don't know his age or where he's from, but he did suffer a dislocated hip, also contusion on his head. He was taken to UNM Hospital. Timberly Eklund was injured slightly, but she was treated and released on the field. Then she opted to be checked out at the hospital. Both pilot and passenger should be okay. Very scary situation, as you said, Mike, but at the same time, a happy ending. Everyone should be okay. No word right now whether the NTSB or the FAA will be called in on the investigation. That actually is determined by the severity of the crash. We'll know more about that later. Back to you.
Okay, and of course we'll have a lot more coming up in later newscasts. Thank you very much, Deanna. You can see those flags just whipping out there. And that wasn't the only hard landing out of Balloon Fiesta Park this morning. We have some examples of some others that were out there this morning. Our cameras caught several other very hard landings. Fiesta officials say in one case, 4 people, including the pilot, were ejected from their balloon during a rough landing near Bernalillo. In other cases, passengers or crew were almost ejected. One woman who fell out of a balloon during a landing near Bernalillo was walking but had to be assisted to an ambulance. She was then taken to a hospital.